Hey guys, it's Amy Dove, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. It's a Monday. You guys know my favorite day of the week, but it's been a crazy week. So as you're jumping on, I'd love to know where you're watching from. And I want to give you a quick update on the conference we just got back from, the cholangiocarcinoma conference. And I want to tell you, I'm not cooking tonight. So y'all will have to just be sad. I'm so sorry. Ricky was sad too. But I'm getting some steps instead. Because I'm telling you, we were gone for 4 or 5 nights. It felt like forever, honestly. That conference was very long, but it was so good. So as you're coming on, let me know where you're watching from. I am out in the backyard getting some steps in. Super excited to tell you a little bit about the cholangiocarcinoma conference we just went to for my dad's cancer. And definitely talk to you about something I'm excited about. So I'm getting some steps in today because those people fed you. They had breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day for all the patients and families. Like, this conference was really good. But they kept you full because they wanted to keep you awake. And they kept the room very comfortable. So my dad wasn't freezing to death until we went to the hotel room. But as you're jumping on, let me know where you're watching from. I want to tell you a little bit about it. And then I also want to tell you about my excitement. Like right now I'm getting some steps in because I need a break from the food. And then also I'm excited because we're fixing to start a summer slim down. And I need a summer slim down. So I'm excited about it. Definitely want to share that with you guys as you're jumping on. If you want information on the summer slim down, just put slim in the comments, and then I will send you a cool little web page. It's going to tell you a little bit about the summer slim down and what you're going to get from it. So I'm excited about that. So, okay, let me just tell you, we had to go to Salt Lake City, or we didn't have to. We actually were blessed enough to be able to travel to Salt Lake City. If you've been following my page, you know my dad was diagnosed almost a year ago. We were talking about it this week. I can't believe it's been almost a year. It was in June. Almost a year ago, he was diagnosed with this rare cancer called cholangiocarcinoma. And this cancer is very rare. I can't remember the numbers, but when we met with the doctor for the first time, he told us, don't Google. He said, don't Google. This is bad. It's very bad. He says, terminal. There is no cure, but we can extend your life, but don't Google. And he basically told my dad on the first visit, 2 different doctors told my dad on the first visits to get his affairs in order, to get his finances in order, get his relationships in order, get his, all the things in order, because he wasn't going to be here long. And that's basically how we found out about this cancer. So it was heart-wrenching, of course. And if you've been following, last year when we got this diagnosis, it was so fast. Like we were good. We went to Jamaica together as a family, and we got back from Jamaica, and then maybe it was like a week. I don't know if it was that long. And he had a pain in his side, and he thought that maybe he was having kidney stones. He actually fought through the pain for 3 nights. And then he said, okay, this is not right. So they went to the hospital, and that's when they did an ultrasound and found this mass in his liver. So cholangiocarcinoma, it's a weird word. It's hard to say, but cholangiocarcinoma. See, I'm getting myself confused. Let me tell you a little bit about this conference real quick, and then I do want to talk about the summer slim down if you guys are interested in hearing about it, because I'm excited for that too. But the cholangiocarcinoma foundation is something I ran across, because even though the doctor said don't Google, couldn't help it. Like, we had to know stuff. Like, it was really hard things to read, because this cancer, literally everything you read says that there's like 2% survival rate for a year, and then 5%. I can't remember. It was horrible. When I read this stuff, it's just horrible. But I kept reading, and Mom kept reading against the doctor's wishes, and we just kept Googling cholangiocarcinoma, and we ran across this page. It was called the Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation. And I started reading some stuff. They had patient videos on this foundation page, and it was very inspiring and sad, but inspiring more. So I decided to reach out to them. I was like, well, this sounds like it's something that might help us. So I reached out to them, and I'm telling you guys, within the day of emailing a contact email address, they literally reached right out to us that fast. And the patient advocate director called us, created a Zoom meeting, and she is a 14-year survivor of cholangiocarcinoma. So remember, 2% survival rate for a year, and she's 14 years surviving. Not active, like she's not being treated actively. Now, she does get scared still. She still talks about it. She still gets scared every time she has to have scans. But nevertheless, she went through a lot of trouble, a lot of surgery, a lot of complication, but she still is a 14-year survivor. So she set up a meeting with us, gave us great hope, great inspiration, and she told us about this foundation, how it was started. So I got to meet this lady for the first time this weekend, me and my mom and my dad, and we just cried together. Whew, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm taking medication. But anyway, we got to meet her for the first time, love on her, cry with her. We met tons of patients, tons of caregivers, and but we got to meet the person who created this foundation. It all started, I'm telling you guys this because it's amazing. It's an amazing story, and I want you to know there's so much hope out there, so much inspiration, so many amazing people. So this lady and her brother created this foundation because her brother, and his name is awful, I can't remember right this second. I know it, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. But he had cholangiocarcinoma and was blown away at all the information that was not out there, and so much treatment lacking, so many medications not on the market, but there's just nothing for cholangiocarcinoma. So him and his sister, they went into full detective mode, and they researched and they learned and they met with specialists. And they did all kinds of great things and lots of education. They even found groups of people that also had cholangiocarcinoma. And when he passed, he told his sister that he wants her to keep him alive by continuing to share his story and to help other people. So he wanted to make sure that as many people as possible could learn and have the inspiration and have the hope. And they created this foundation, and that was years and years and years ago. I can't remember how many. I wish I could tell you how many years. I should have wrote this down. But nevertheless, I'm telling you, this foundation is amazing. They helped us find doctors. They helped us understand what biomarkers were. There's caregiver groups. They've got Facebook warrior groups. Like, it's just awesome. So this was an amazing opportunity that we actually were blessed to have. And I know a lot of patients are not in the financial state where they can do things like that. But we did. We jumped on a plane, went to Salt Lake City, sat in this conference for 2 full days. And I mean 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. It was all day. Great information, a lot of stuff just right over our heads. So much science. But I'm telling you, it was so inspirational to see so many people actually working to help strangers, like doctors and scientists and investigators and people like Lindsay, whose brother passed away, and she promised him that she would continue this. Like, there's so many amazing people. So anyway, one thing we learned that we have implemented already today is that Dad needs clinical trials. So like, my dad went through what they call the first line of treatment, and it's the standard of care for cholangiocarcinoma, which is very rare, and that was a chemo drug, and it worked. Guys, it worked. I've been telling you about this. It worked. Like, our prayers came true. It worked. The tumor shrank and the lymph nodes shrank, and he was feeling wonderful. You wouldn't know he's sick. Like, it worked. And then when he finished that chemo, because they had to come off of it, because it was killing his kidneys, so he had to come off that chemo, and the next step was immunotherapy. So Dad had immunotherapy for 3 months, and when he had his follow-up scans, we found out it didn't work. So everything come back. The tumors are larger, the lymph nodes are all active. Like, he's just back in a bad spot. And we went back to the doctor, and they put him on a second line of treatment, and they call this chemo FOLFOX. Well, we love our doctor. You guys know we brag on our doctor. I love him. Here in Jackson, Tennessee, his name is Brian Walker with the Kirkland's Cancer Center. He's amazing. Love him. Trust him. He prays for us. We pray for him. But we were told that really between that primary care and going to FOLFOX, really you should consider clinical trials, because the FOLFOX studies did not show an extension of life. It just is medication, and it's hard on you. So we made appointments, or we're trying to make appointments. So today I studied all day about how to get Dad up to the National Cancer Institute in Maryland. So we're strongly going to be looking at the National Cancer Institute. We've already talked to the doctor there. We've got medical records going there. We also talked to the Mayo Clinic, which was a little harder, but the Mayo Clinic told us it might be a month who knows, right? So we're on the list. They're supposed to call us. We've got some medical records going there. And then we also called MD Anderson this afternoon. So MD Anderson hopefully will be faster than the Mayo Clinic, but I've just been really disappointed with the Mayo Clinic, and I'm sorry, I just am, because they just are like lackadaisical. So anyhow, we've got a lot of great things going on, and it's all because we're open up to education and open up to the opportunity to learn. So I know I'm boring you guys. I just really wanted to give you an update because a lot of you have been texting me. A lot of you have been calling me because I haven't been live, and I just haven't been able to. I just haven't been able to. I'm getting my steps in. I'm getting my steps in, and I'm feeling good. And we're dealing with this together, and it's going to be good because God's in control, and we know that. So anyhow, if you guys will keep on praying. I really wanted to talk about the summer slim down, but don't feel appropriate. But I'm telling you, I feel so much better when my health is in check. I cannot imagine how this would feel if this was 5 years ago, when I didn't have any control over myself, and I didn't have any control over my life, and I didn't have control over food. Like, I can't imagine how I would be dealing with this 5 years ago. I'd probably kill myself with food. So I'm just telling you, I'm excited that during all of this, I know God's in control, but we've made so many changes in our health that we actually feel great. And we're at a point where we can help my dad because he's not going to be feeling great. And we can help him because we feel great. So I'm super excited about this summer slim down because we're going to be focusing on getting control of our health and our cravings and sugar control. We're going to be doing this together as a group. If you're looking for some commitment and accountability, like I want to help you guys with that, I'm super excited about it. And I will definitely talk about it more tomorrow because I just can't go into it now. But yes, we're doing this together, dealing together with lots of prayers. So guys, if you will just pray for our family, pray for my dad. Y'all know his name's Joe Grace. My mom is Lisa Grace. Just pray for them so hard, so consistently. Don't stop. And you know what? My dad's okay. My dad has openly said, and he's had great conversation about his faith, and he knows when it's his time that he's going to be ready. But at the same time, can you imagine how hard that is? Like, I can't imagine. I haven't had this conversation with my dad, so he's probably watching. But I can't imagine how that feels, because even though you know, like I know too, God can strike me right now. I'm good. I know where I'm going. My kids are taken care of. My family's taken care of. We're taken care of for my dad. But still, I mean, you got to only imagine how that feels. So for my dad to say he wants to fight this, we're all going to trust, and we're all going to fight with him. And okay, I think my dad's watching, so I can't talk anymore. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the prayers. If I can help you in any way, make sure you reach out. I am a prayer warrior. So some of you guys might need prayer. It's not just all about me. If you need things, reach out to me. Let me know so I can pray for you too. While you guys are praying for my family, I'll pray for yours. So have a good one. And I'm going to go jump off here. Not the way I intended this video to start. But it is what it is. And God was in control. He knew exactly what I needed to say. He knew exactly what I needed to get off my chest. He knew exactly what I needed to share with you guys. So I love you. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all your prayers. And I will see all of you guys later. Bye.